She was 5 months pregnant. She was inside her own home, and she believed she was meeting someone to buy a truck. There were no warning signs, no sense of danger, no reason to believe that an ordinary decision would become the final moments of her life. Tonight's story is not easy to tell. It is devastating. It is heartbreaking, and it forces us to confront how quickly safety can vanish, even in the places we trust most. Eliza Morales is now the second known victim of a Facebook Marketplace meetup, following the death of U.S. Marine Michael Burke, who was killed while trying to sell an iPhone online. 2 lives, 2 ordinary moments, 2 families forever changed. This is the story of Eliza Morales, a mother whose life was taken during a Facebook Marketplace meetup, and a baby who never had the chance to be born. A life lost, a future stolen, and a reminder that behind every headline is a family left to grieve what should never have been taken. They vanish without warning. Lives are shattered, yet the world moves on as if nothing happened. Some stories refuse to fade, echoing long after the headlines disappear. In Season 2, we dig deeper, uncovering the hidden truths behind the whispers of the taken. Before Eliza Morales became a headline, she was simply Mom. She was 30 years old, living in Downers Grove, Illinois, with her husband and young daughter. At the time of her death, Eliza was 5 months pregnant, quietly preparing for a future that was supposed to be full of firsts. First kicks, first ultrasounds, first nights rocking a newborn to sleep. Family members described Eliza as loving and deeply devoted to her children. She was protective, thoughtful, and intentional about the life she was building. She wasn't reckless. She wasn't careless. She was doing what parents everywhere do, making decisions meant to provide and protect. She already had a young daughter at home, a child who depended on her completely, and soon there would be another. Eliza's world revolved around her family, and like so many families today, she and her husband were navigating everyday responsibilities, including selling a vehicle they no longer needed. The truck was listed on Facebook Marketplace. It's something millions of people use every day to buy furniture, sell electronics, or move vehicles. It's become so common that most people don't think twice about it. Messages came in, questions were asked. Eventually, a buyer expressed interest. That buyer was 19-year-old Nidus Revucas. According to investigators, Revucas came to Eliza's home to see the truck. The interaction initially appeared normal. There were no immediate signs of aggression or threat, just a buyer inspecting a vehicle. But prosecutors say he became unhappy with the truck's condition. Words were exchanged, tension rose, and then he left. At that point, Eliza likely believed the situation was over. Just another online sale that didn't work out. Something to move on from. She had no way of knowing he would come back. Hours later, Revucas returned to the home. What made him come back is something only he truly knows. Investigators say his anger over the vehicle did not fade. It escalated. What followed was an act of extreme violence inside a place that should have been safe. According to prosecutors, Eliza was attacked inside her home. During the assault, authorities say she told him she was pregnant. That detail is important and devastating. In that moment, Eliza wasn't just fighting for her own life. She was fighting for her unborn child, a baby she had already bonded with, a life she had already planned for. Despite her efforts, Eliza and her unborn baby did not survive. No parent should ever face that fate. No family should ever receive that call. If you're enjoying the video so far, please take a second to like and subscribe. It's a huge help to the channel. Thank you. Now back to the story. By the time first responders arrived, the damage was irreversible. Authorities later revealed that the suspect allegedly attempted to set fire to the home and injured the family's dog before fleeing. The violence did not end with Eliza's death. It continued in ways that only deepened the cruelty of the act. Eliza's husband would return to a scene no person should ever have to witness. His wife was gone, his unborn child was gone, and his young daughter's life had been permanently altered. In an instant, the future they had been planning vanished. News of the killing spread quickly. People struggled to understand how a routine online transaction could turn into such unimaginable violence. This wasn't a late-night meeting in a parking lot. This wasn't a dangerous exchange in a secluded area. Eliza was at home, pregnant, surrounded by the life she was building. The sense of safety people feel using online marketplaces was shattered. Fear rippled through the community and far beyond it. Because if it could happen to Eliza, it could happen to anyone. Police quickly identified Ravakas as the suspect. He was later taken into custody and charged with multiple serious crimes, including first-degree murder, homicide of an unborn child, arson, animal cruelty. A judge denied bond, calling the attack exceptionally violent. He remains in custody as the legal process moves forward, but no charge, no sentence can undo what was taken. Perhaps the most heartbreaking part of this story is the child Eliza left behind. A young daughter who will grow up with memories that are incomplete. A child who will ask questions that have no comforting answers. She will grow up knowing her mother loved her, but also knowing her mother was taken in a moment of senseless violence. That loss will echo for a lifetime. This case is devastating not just because of what happened, but because of how ordinary it began. There was no obvious danger, no criminal background check, no warning label, just a pregnant mother trying to provide for her family. Eliza Morales did everything right and still paid the ultimate price. Her story is a reminder that behind every true crime case is a human being who mattered deeply to someone. Someone who had dreams, routines, and a future that will never be fulfilled. Tonight we remember Eliza Morales, not as a statistic, not as a headline, but as a mother, a protector, and a woman who deserved to live. May her name be spoken with care. May her story be told with respect. And may we never forget the lives lost when violence enters ordinary moments. Thank you for listening. And please, hold your loved ones a little closer tonight. Thank you for staying with us until the end. These stories deserve to be remembered and told with care. If this episode moved you, please consider hitting like and subscribing. It's a small action that helps keep these voices from fading into silence. Until next time, listen closely. The whispers are never truly gone.